Hey, what's up, comic collectors? It's Christopher, aka the Bronze Age Nerd, live here from the Bronze Cave. And today we have to talk about a pretty serious topic. One thing I'd like to say before I start the serious discussion is to thank our sponsor. Before we get to today's video, I want to thank the sponsor, Comic Barricade. Comic barricades are a fantastic solution to a problem I bet you've had before. Have you ever had your comic books lean or fall over inside a comic book box that wasn't completely full? Well, if that's the case, if you want to prevent those bends, creases, and spine ticks, I recommend checking out Comic Barricades. Comic barricades create a wall inside your comic book box, and not only does that add rigidity and support to your stack of comic book boxes, it also prevents your comic books from falling over or flopping over. Stop the lean in your comic book boxes. Now, this design is patented, made here in the United States, and it ships for free. It's also available in two different sizes. You can get the regular size for most comic book boxes, or you can get the XL, which is great for those magazine boxes, a graded comic book box, things like that. Best of all, if you want to try out Comic Barricades, you can head over to comicbarricade.com and use the code BRONZE10 at checkout to save 10%. Remember, with Comic Barricades, it's as easy as insert, support, and stabilize. Now, this isn't the normal kind of thing that I cover, but I felt compelled to talk about this. Recently, there's been a backlash against a particular cast member on Obi-Wan. So Moses Ingram plays the character of third sister, whose name is Reva in the show. And as I'm not somebody who's deeply connected to these kinds of things, I was surprised to learn that there's a bit of a kerfuffle about her playing Reva. And I didn't understand what was going on. So diving into it a little bit, I still don't understand. There seems to be basically a segment of, there's no easy way to say this, racist and bigoted fans that don't appreciate Moses Ingram playing Reva. She was sent some particularly nasty messages online, and that resulted in things like the official Star Wars accounts and Ewan McGregor taking to social media and telling people that they need to knock it off and defending Moses Ingram. Now, if you watch my show, you know that I don't normally cover political type content. However, this does directly relate to the hobby and nerddom that we're a part of. So I do feel compelled to say something here because I don't support racism in any way, shape, or form, and that extends to this as well. A couple troubling aspects about this that I see are, first of all, there's no real merit to any argument here. There's this sort of vague notion that she's not a good actress. I've watched all 3 episodes of Obi-Wan, and I can tell you that I've definitely found that there are a lot worse characters and actors within Star Wars. I'm not here to be negative, but there are a lot of performances that I didn't enjoy as much as I enjoyed her performance. She's probably not my new favorite Star Wars character either, but the show's still young. There's places this character could go, and I don't think that it's fair to judge this character early, and it's never fair to judge a character based on the color of their skin. And I don't find that appropriate at all. The other characterization that I'm seeing online is that Disney jumped to defend Moses Ingram, however, left Gina Carano out in the cold. And look, those are two very different things. Gina Carano said some things, did some things that Disney wasn't appreciative of. Do I think that she deserves to be fired for those things? I don't really know. I will tell you, this might seem like a bit of a cop-out, I didn't really enjoy her character that much in The Mandalorian anyway, so it didn't really concern me that much. However, I do think it is a dangerous precedent to fire actors just because you don't agree with their beliefs and their ideas. That said, there are definitely people in certain segments of the community that felt threatened and offended by the things she said. So, I do believe in the freedom of speech, but when you're working for an employer, that doesn't really translate. You have the freedom to speak on your own, but your employer has the right to say that they don't appreciate the things you're saying as well. And again, it's not my place to get super political here, but that is kind of the distinction here. You're talking about somebody who said some things that got them in hot water. Whether that's right or wrong, I'll let you guys argue about that in the comments. But then you also have somebody who was threatened because of the color of their skin. And that's just not okay. There have been events, even very recently, where people have been killed for racial reasons in the United States of America in 2022. And it happens all the time, as a matter of fact, but there's just been some high profile events recently, and it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable to let this continue. So even though it's not really something I normally do, I just wanted to kind of come on and talk about this for a second, shine some light on it if you weren't aware of it. And to those that think that this is the way to behave, it's not. Now, one thing Ewan McGregor said in his video is he said these aren't real Star Wars fans to him, and that's his opinion, of course. Unfortunately, these are Star Wars fans, and that saddens me quite a bit. But even though these are Star Wars fans, I can tell you they're definitely not Jedi. Because one thing's for sure, this isn't the way. So as you go out there and you make your interactions in the world and you try to interact with actors on social media, I would just encourage you to take a second to remember that we're all human beings and treat each other with respect. I look forward to seeing Moses' character unfold in the Obi-Wan show and potentially further in the Star Wars lore. We just don't know yet. For all we know, she'll die at the end of the show or something like that. But hey, hopefully we see this character have a bright future, because I'll tell you one thing, I really like Third Sister now more than ever.